more like the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer for the Parliament. An announcement of the bill is published in the Gazette. This is a public newsletter that the government uses to inform the citizens of what the Parliament is doing on your behalf. 2. The second reading begins with a summary of the bill by the minister. The main reasons for the bill are discussed both by the government and opposition members to determine if Jamaicans would really be better off with the new law or changes to an existing law. A vote is taken by the House to determine if the bill will move to the committee stage. Sometimes before going to that stage, the minister responsible for the bill can recommend the use of a joint select committee. It's called joint as its members are taken from both the upper and lower house. To benefit from greater consultation, the committee is empowered to invite the public to share their views of the bill in writing or in person, and does so through radio, TV, and newspaper adverts. This joint select committee submits its recommendations to the House of Representatives. The House debates this report, and a vote is taken to determine if the bill should go on to the committee stage, where it is examined by a committee of the whole House. Yes, that's the name. And that's what it is, a committee of all the members of Parliament that carefully examines each clause and makes improvements to ensure the bill will achieve its objectives. As chairman, the Speaker of the House monitors the process to make sure the rules of the House are obeyed and the process moves along smoothly. 4. The Committee of the whole House examines the bill clause by clause, then sends its recommendations for changes to the House of Representatives. This is called the report stage. 5. The bill then passes to the third reading to allow a final opportunity for MPs to make changes before it is sent to senators in the upper house. 6 to 10. In the upper house, the senators go through the same steps we just described. If any changes are made, the bill has to be returned to the House of Representatives for their discussion and approval. Now, if the bill had started in the upper house, it would also have to be returned to them for approval of any changes made by the lower house. 11. Throughout the entire process, the bill is being checked by the Legislative Council. That's the Parliament's lawyer.
What can a little germs do?
Pink eye running belly, even flu. Germs can make them happen to you.
Put germs on our manners with these. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. Always wash your hand with water and soap. Keep dirty hands from your eyes and your nose and your mouth. You don't want to be sick, take care. Practice every day, no germs round here. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Motorists, certificates of fitness are now digital. Here's how it works. First, make your payment at TAJ inline or online. Then, take your receipt along with your vehicle to an Island Traffic Authority service hub for physical inspection. A valid email address is required to receive your digital fitness. Once the inspection is complete, your certificate number will be sent directly to your email. To access your digital certificate, visit cgds.gov.jm/fitness, enter your certificate number and the chassis number, and view your certificate online. New validity periods are here. New vehicles, 5 years. Vehicles 10 years or less, 3 years. And those older than 10, 1 year. No more paper certificates. Just secure, digital access, anytime, anywhere. For more information, connect with us via email at info@ita.gov.jm or on social media at Island Traffic Authority.
What can a little germs do?
Pink eye running belly, even flu. Germs can make them happen to you.
Put germs on our manners with these. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. Always wash your hand with water and soap. Keep dirty hands from your eyes and your nose and your mouth. You don't want to be sick, take care. Practice every day, no germs round here. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Yo, babes, why me I call you so much time and I nah get you? Sorry me lick you again yesterday. Yo, me know me mess up, but I can't wear them something there road and I expect me to react. I know I'm jealous and fool and easy to lose my temper, but call me back here.
Still nah get tired.
Hey, girl, think me have to call your phone? You know who you deal with? You think I want to lick me again next time? Eh?
It doesn't have to be this way. You can leave an abusive relationship. Just call 876-553-0372. We will help you.
We want a peace for Jamaica. Yeah, yeah. We have to be our brother's keeper. Yeah, yeah. Jamaica live good, yeah. I make we enjoy life. What we feel safe at night. Jamaica live good. I better you and I. No say we future bright. Jamaica live good. Come together as one. I make the violence the one.
What if I told you that you own thousands of acres of land, more than 100 companies with over 100,000 employees and billions in the bank? Well, I have news for you. You do. Jamaica belongs to you, and you need expert protection to safeguard those assets for your future, your children, and your children's children. And you already have it. A key protector is our Auditor General, whose role is outlined by the biggest, baddest law in all the land, the Constitution.
Mercy rewrote my life.
Pray, sing, and worship with Bishop Hera Blair and the Fellowship Cathedral Deliverance Center. Tune in to PBCJ for Something More, Sundays at 9:30 a.m.
I could have fallen my soul.
We want a peace for Jamaica. Yo, what are you?
Oh man, none of that. No, brother, no, man, mash up that.
You see you ever play rest? Dirty game,
yeah,
man,
but
play.
I like a bad game. No, I said, place when you come from, brother, I want to live good, man. I want to live good, brethren. No shake hand, I can play a little bad, brethren.
Really have to shake hand?
Yeah, man, and no badness, brethren. Just live good, man.
Come together as one. I make the violence done.
Join the conversation focusing on Jamaica's development. Tune in to the post-cabinet press briefings, Wednesdays live at 9 a.m. with a rebroadcast at 9 p.m. right here on PBCJ, the People's Station.
We want a peace for Jamaica. Yeah, yeah. We have to be our brother's keeper. Yeah, yeah. Jamaica live good, yeah. I make we enjoy life. What we feel safe at night. Jamaica live good. I better you and I. No say we future bright. Jamaica live good. Come together as one. I make the violence the one.
Tell me something. How much time you ever hear the government announce a project and wonder why they must spend millions on this and not on that? Well, if you think there's nothing you can do about how your money is spent, think again. Jamaica's budget is more than just numbers. It reveals our biggest problems and goals, our plans to fix them, and what to prioritize. We can even call it a promise book of what will be done to improve our lives. Now, let's talk about the 4 stages of the budget cycle so we can understand how it works and get involved. Stage 1, planning and review. The Ministry of Finance sends out a budget call to every ministry, which outlines the priorities and constraints to guide how those ministries prepare their budget. After ministries submit their drafts, the Finance Ministry reviews, compiles, and sends them to Cabinet for review and approval. Stage 2, parliamentary debate and approval. The Finance Minister tables all budget documents in the House of Representatives. The Standing Finance Committee, which is all 63 MPs, sits to examine the budget documents, and each minister presents their budget and answers concerns the committee has. The committee's report is then tabled in the House, followed by the estimated expenditure, which is tabled as legislation, called the Appropriations Bill. That's right, the budget of Jamaica is law. The budget debate formally opens. We have presentations from the Minister of Finance, the Prime Minister, Opposition Leader, and the Shadow Finance Minister. After their presentations, our MPs vote for or against approval. Like all legislation, it goes to the Senate for their approval and then to the Governor General for his royal assent. No later than March 31st, end of the financial year.
Stage 3. Implementation. The new financial year begins and approved budgets are sent to ministries. Collecting taxes, borrowing loans, and receiving grants begin. And so does the spending. Stage 4. Budget oversight. Now, this is where citizens don't need permission to get involved. Throughout the year, operations and spending are assessed by internal auditors and the Auditor General's Department that makes sure public entities are compliant with laws and that their financial reports are accurate. All Auditor General reports are submitted to our Parliament's Public Accounts Committee for review and cross-examination of public officials. The Ministry of Finance, Integrity Commission, and MOCA also monitor government spending to guard against poor financial management and corruption. It is our job to review these reports, check the findings in the newspaper, and look up if breaches are fixed at jampja.org. If not, ask your MP what he or she has done to ensure public officials are held to account. No more 9-day wonders. So, did the government follow through on their spending and investment promises last year? What promises will next year's budget have? How will they affect you, and how can you ensure that you get what is promised? For access to the national budget, check out JAMP's easy digital version and contact info for your MP at jampja.org. Then link your MP and see what progress is being made throughout the entire budget cycle. Support JAMP. Let's do our job to make Jamaica land we love, Jamaica land we own, and Jamaica land we run well. A message from the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, funded by the European Union in partnership with the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
To fight crime and violence in your country, your government has invested over $9.7 billion into national security systems. This includes the construction and renovation of dozens of police stations, the acquisition of critical security equipment such as patrol vessels and police vehicles, the recruitment and training of more police officers, and the build-out of the Jamaica Defence Force. Your government is investing in your safety. We are building Jamaica.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Me, I go show them my way of justice.
I'm abused.
I need legal advice. I don't deserve this.
The truth of the matter is, justice there for all of we. The Ministry of Justice has trained more than 5,600 persons in restorative justice practices. More than 200,000 victims have been supported by the victim services. Legal aid has reached thousands island-wide. Make we talk it out, not fight it out. Call 888 Justice today.
We want a peace for Jamaica. Yeah, yeah. We have to be our brother's keeper. Yeah, yeah. Jamaica live good, yeah. I make we enjoy life. What we feel safe at night. Jamaica live good. I better you and I. No say we future bright. Jamaica live good. Come together as one. I make the violence the one.
People always say government must be held accountable. But is whose job to keep government accountable, and what that really mean? Well, you see, when ministers and public officials have to provide answers for decisions made and can face consequences for those actions and decisions, that means they're being held accountable. Keeping government accountable is a key responsibility of our elected representatives, and the Parliament provides special tools or mechanisms just for this. As citizens, we need to understand how they work so we can play our part to ensure that the members of Parliament we elect are using the tools and doing their job well. Here are 4 of the primary tools you should understand and talk to your MP about. Tool number 1, Minister Statements. To effectively monitor the government, MPs need to stay informed. Every Tuesday when Parliament sits, different cabinet ministers are scheduled to give an update on decisions they're making on our behalf. These updates are called Statements by Ministers. They cover a wide range of national issues that other MPs, media, and citizens may have questions about and wish to examine further. That brings us to tool number 2. What do you do when you want information? You ask questions, and that's why we have Question Time. Both opposition and government MPs can submit questions to the Prime Minister or Cabinet Ministers for details on, for example, how a contract was awarded or expenditure to purchase tablets for schools. So if you ever have a question for a government minister, try asking through your MP. After all, that's why they're your political representatives. They should represent your questions and concerns to the government. Tool number 3, parliamentary debates. When cabinet ministers present the government's proposals for new policies, laws, and programs, parliamentary debates allow both opposition and government MPs to air concerns, make suggestions, and endorse proposals. If you ever watch those debates, you know they can get a little fiery. But the debate is important as it informs decisions and continues until a vote is taken on the way forward. Then we have tool number 4, parliamentary committees. The general sittings of Parliament are not always sufficient for detailed.
Afternoon, rather, we ask for your presence among us. Let us deliberate on matters that affects the nation, the people that we seek to serve. Once again, Lord, we ask for thy tender mercy. Anoint us from the crown of our head to the sole of our feet with that anointment of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, Lord. Let today be a day that calm and civility will reign amongst us. In Jesus' precious and holy name, as we respect you, we respect those that are among us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I've received no apologies for absence, and those who indicated they were on their way have arrived, and I thank you. Yes, that way we are able to pass the documents along a lot faster. I'm going to start by asking for the confirmation of the meeting for June 9, 2026, the minutes of those meetings. If you have to read them to confirm them, if I don't have a first and second, then we confirm at the end of the meeting. 1, 2. All right, so meeting confirmed by member Nita Garvey and seconded by member Daly. So the first set of projects we will review are disaster mitigation projects. However, in the committee clerk reviewing the tape, we have a project approved last week that she is not hearing on the tape. And for an avoidance of doubt, I'm asking that we just take a look at this project again. Signatures would be there, but I'm reading it into the record. For member James Roberts of St. Thomas West, economic enablement, $3 million through the Social Development Commission, SDC, for his St. Thomas Western Economic Enablement Program. This will just go back in the end. It won't need to circulate. All right, and the first disaster mitigation program is for Yvonne Rose Shaw, St. Thomas Eastern, $999,967.50. She's implementing it through the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation. I'm going to ask members as it goes down the line, those who are able to just put in today's date, please. Honorable Marissa Dalrymple Philibert for Trelawney Southern. Her mitigation project is also being executed through the Trelawney Parish Council in the amount of $1,499,999.55. Mr. Terrelong, why are you smiling so much down there?
My lady, you are radiating a strong black queen, a strong, powerful leader. You are radiating, my lady. I can't help but smile.
Is that really true? Is that why you're down there
smiling?
That
is exactly why, my lady. In fact, I commented to Member Williams. I said, look at a strong black queen leading the parliament. A good example, a good role model for Jamaican young girls all over, my lady. I'm smiling. Regal, my lady, regal.
Thank you, Member. Jesus, I can't believe it. Oh, gosh. Mr. Andrew Morris from St. Elizabeth Northwest. His mitigation project is for 1.5 million. He is executing it through the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation. Last but not least is Mr. Dennis Gordon in the amount of $1,499,400, and his implementing agency is the KCMC. These projects are cultural projects which fall under the project head Human and Social Development. First is from Nikisha Burchell, St. James Southern, for South St. James Independence Celebration in the amount of $2 million. Then Mr. Omar Newell, St. Mary Central, $25,000 through the SDC. May I please borrow South St. James again? I didn't say the agency. I think it would be through the SDC, but I'm making sure. Through the SDC. Through the SDC for St. James South. This is $525,000, also through the SDC for St. Mary Central. This is Paji Fisherman Regatta. It's a fisherman regatta. This is unusual, very nice. I would like to see it. The following physical infrastructure projects are before us for approval. First being from Mrs. Nita Garvey, the Member of Parliament for St. Catherine North Central, for Central Hackers Hall playfield fencing, and the amount budgeted is $1,444,203.27, and the implementing agency is the St. Catherine Parish Council. Again, the same Member of Parliament, Ms. Nita Garvey, has a infrastructure project for mountain stands perimeter fencing for an amount of $1,684,200, and it is also being implemented through the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation. Next is Mr. Michael Phillips, Manchester Northwest. His infrastructure project is for Mike-Town Road patching works through the National Works Agency in the amount of $3,806,659.50. Zuleika Jess, St. Elizabeth Northeast. The project is for Eastern Marlborough Road patching in the amount of $1,999,100 through the St. Elizabeth Parish Council. Christopher Brown for St. Mary Southeast. His is for Eastern Sioux River Community Center Netball Court. The budgeted amount, $987,000, being implemented through the St. Mary Municipal Council. Another from Christopher Brown, St. Mary South, Epsom Footbridge Development Project. The amount is $931,281, being implemented through the St. Mary Parish Council. Mr. Ian Hales, Westmoreland Western, $1 million through the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation for Revival Road widening. And the last infrastructure project, also from Member of Parliament Ian Hales, in the amount of $3 million for Heskett Road to Mount Airy Primary School patching, and that is $3 million once again through the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation. We continue with welfare projects, first being from Dwayne Smith, St. Andrew Northwest, in the amount of $1 million through the SDC for welfare and emergency. Next, Christopher Brown, St. Mary Southeast, $1 million, also through the SDC for welfare, additional welfare. And the last is Mr. Kenneth Russell, St. Anne Southeast. His additional welfare is in the amount of $1.5 million. Oh, it have to be through the SDC. It's also through the SDC. The following projects: human and social development. Honorable Desmond McKenzie, Kingston West, $6.5 million for education assistance, and his implementing agency is the KSMC. Mr. Peter Bunting for Manchester South, $5 million, also for education and training. The implementing agency is the SDC. Mr. James Robertson for St. James West, $5 million through the SDC for education. St. Thomas West, sorry. I'm bringing that St. James. Or Sheroy. It's James, yes, his name. Member of Parliament, James Robertson, St. Thomas. East Western. The last is Rosemary Shaw, Yvonne Rosemary Shaw for St. Thomas Western, $6 million. Hers is for education assistance, and it is also being implemented through the SDC. Next set of projects are sports projects, which are also human and social development projects. Rhoda Crawford, $1.2 million being implemented through the SDC for Manchester Central Sports. Next, Mr. Christopher Brown, St. Mary Southwest, $1.5 million for the sports program for the constituency of St. Mary Southeast. Mr. Dr. Keith Russell, his is $1 million through the SDC for St. Anne Southeast Sports Program. Ms. Andrea Perkis, her project is for $2 million through the SDC, and that is $2 million for sports, yeah, being implemented for the constituency of Hanover Eastern. I think that's the cap. $2 million for sports is the cap. It's the maximum. Mm-hmm. You know, these discussions don't actually go anywhere, and I'll tell you why. The Constituency Development Fund, it is going to go back to its genesis, which is a major constituency project that is lasting. What is happening to us? We have become the distributors of government resources because of short-term. When somebody calls on us from the constituency office and they need something, if they go through the ministry, we feel it take a while. So what is happening to us? More people coming to us that we have to respond to fast. And because they're not getting the speed of response, then we keep taking on more onto ourselves as members of parliament, which is why we end up calling for more resources. But it really ought to be that it is the ministry that pulls together the resources and move at the speed, and we just send in the list.
Madam Chair, I will agree with you that some of what we are undertaking, truly, quite a bit of it, truly belongs to the agencies and departments which have responsibility for executing those projects. Certainly, I know welfare is something that I would like to be able to remove myself from as Member of Parliament in a big way. Should the social safety net processes work, then they wouldn't have to come to me to pay a funeral grant or to pay for medication or that kind of thing. So we have some gaps in the system, and until those are remedied, we still have to fill those gaps, and I understand. However, I wasn't on the committee when the decision was taken to cap sports at $2 million. I wasn't here at that time. I'm not sure if it was a decision taken.
It's probably more than 10 years, because it wasn't capped while I was here.
Well, I'm not sure.
So what would
It's not more than 10 years, though, because no. I'm telling you that up until 4 years ago, I was still doing $3 million for sports.
Up to 4 years ago?
Yes, and I was doing that, and then Ms. Campbell told me that they changed it to $2 million.
Yeah, man. There's a challenge why that would happen. Remember, you have up and lower limits for every segment in the CDF, and because of the amount in the budget, when we moved education to a minimum of $5 million, that is when we would not have had enough resources now in the other categories for some of the things we wanted. So I suspect that is when the move took place. So education moved from a minimum of $5 million to a maximum of $10 million. And that $5 million minimum now dipped into other areas.
Right, but there are some MPs who don't invest in sport. It's not a mandatory area, right? So I'm saying for those who have the kind of sporting program in their constituencies, like mine, to include one Premier League team, which has now gone, and that is as a result of years of training and development, and who I know have members from those teams making it to the national team as a result of a process. I also train coaches and train referees through my sporting program.
You see, part of the challenge, member,
let me finish.
That is what the Sports Development Foundation is
for. Let me finish, Madam Chair.
So, member, that is part of the challenge.
Let me finish.
That's not for CDF.
Let me finish, because development of a constituency is not just development of roads and infrastructure, it's development of human capital, and I believe strongly in it, right? And I'm saying where the SDF does not have a program that is automatic, nor is it set, nor is it applicable to every constituency. It becomes a discretionary thing when the Sports Development Foundation responds to a member of parliament to assist with a sports program or with sporting infrastructure. It's not available to all of us, and it is not available for some of the projects. Or for some people in the same amount, right? So I'm saying where we have shortfalls, there, like in roads, because CDF, I don't believe CDF funds should be doing roads. I don't. But where we're not getting roads fixed, we have to take out sometimes, and I see members trying to do it, take out a little something to try to help to patch, to make it easier on the residents of a particular community. And so that's why it is that we have to be asking for increased amount, because we have to be filling the gap. We are the first
I think we need
port
to do the
of
opposite.
call.
Instead of keep filling the gap, I think we should speak to what are the improvements we want, what are the programs we would want. And
that's not for a lack
that's
of...
what we should be doing in our constituency debates, where part of it is to say the good things that we have done, but part of it would be to say, look, what we would want to call for is that we have sports programs that, provide even $5 million in allocation per constituency. That it could be doing X, Y, Z.
Yes, I look at the fact that we have play fields in community, my last point. And these play fields do not fall under any agency of government or any parish count. Nobody is responsible for the play field in the community. So it becomes the responsibility of the representative in the area in collaboration with community members. And community members will do so much in a voluntary role, but then it becomes very difficult when they themselves are engaged through their employment and they can't afford to do it. So I asked it here when you weren't here.
The Sports Development Foundation is another place you can go for those, even for orphan play fields. So
but you're not going to get a consistent program of maintenance of play fields.
Well, we need to have that discussion. So I'm going to run some more projects because I know we're going to be out of time, so let me run off some more. So we'll be quick, but members, when we're doing these projects, we'll do the approval now, but I do think we need a little retreat where we sit down again and we'll just have a long, good chat, because the members of parliament office just literally is running a mini government. Yes, we are running a mini government.
Madam Chair, at the after certain that there is a section here that I will be able to speak any other business, so I will use that opportunity.
All right, let me finish this set. Human and Social Development for 500,000 St. Thomas Eastern for sports. This is through the SDC for St. Thomas Eastern. I feel like I saw this before. 2 million. And for St. James South Sport Development, $1.5 million, also through the SDC. That actually ends sports. I wish. These are all social housing projects being executed under the project type Human and Social Development. This would be additional social housing. So the first is from the Member of Parliament, Honorable Delano Sivrite for St. Andrew North Central. His is for $2 million through the SDC. The next is Honorable Rhoda Moy Crawford for $500,000 through the Manchester Central, through the SDC for Manchester Central. Mr. James Robertson, St. Thomas West, $1 million for St. Thomas Social Housing Program through the SDC. Don't worry, them are good. I'm going to check the tape too. Christopher Brown, St. Mary Southeast, $1 million for additional housing, also through the SDC. Honorable, this is who? Oh, sorry, Mr. Dwayne Vaz, you're in this meeting. Westmoreland Central, his social housing is $1 million additional. Miss Yvonne Rosemary Shaw, St. Thomas Eastern, $1.5 million is her additional amount, and I'm seeing a further $500,000, so a total is $2 million, which is the cap for social housing. $2 million through the SDC. These projects are economic enablement projects, all of them. Delano Sivrite, Honorable Delano Sivrite for St. Andrew North Central, $3 million for economic enablement through the SDC. Ms. Denise Daly from St. Catherine Eastern, $1.1 million for economic enablement. For social development, you want to divide the amount of money? You want to divide the money? Oh gosh, Mr. Michael Phillips, Manchester Northwest, $1.5 million being implemented through RADA. Oh, my apologies for Denise Daly was SDC. Honorable Delroy Williams, Clarendon Central, his is $2 million being implemented through the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. And as noted, Member Michael Phillips, his was through RADA, $1.5 million. Mr. Peter Bunting, Manchester South, his is through RADA for agricultural assistance. Andrew Morris, also through RADA for agricultural programs of $2 million. Mr. Bunting was $2 million. Andrew Morris, $2 million. Christopher Brown, his economic enablement program is for $1.5 million through SDC. Dr. Keith Russell, St. and Southeast, $1 million through SDC. And Honorable Marissa Dalrymple Philibert, her project is for $2.5 million through the Agricultural Development Agency, RADA. So I have more. Economic Enablement Project for Miss Yvonne Rosemary Shaw, $1 million through RADA. For Nikisha Burchell, St. James South, $1.5 million through SDC. Hold on, and another one for Rosemary Shaw for another $1 million through the SDC. So her $2 million is being split, $1 million through RADA and $1 million through SDC. All right, this is a request to the committee for a change in implementing agency. The Member of Parliament, Zuleika Jess, is seeking our approval for St. Elizabeth Eastern, Northeastern's Education Project, which was approved May 5th, 2026, for the Social Development Commission's execution. to move it to the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation. I want to be very clear. Okay, so this letter is from the director. Didn't specify the amount. However, the backup documents indicate that the original $6 million through the SDC, $2 million of which was already disbursed. So this letter speaks to the remaining $4 million. And please, members, please remember to sign the front page of the letter. The other adjustment is a reallocation for Westmoreland Central. The Member of Parliament, Mr. Dwayne Vaz, is seeking the approval of the CDF committee to reallocate $1 million previously approved for Jamaica 63 celebration. The amount is now being utilized for additional education assistance. Economic enablement is capped at $3 million for the regular economic enablement we use throughout the period. And then there is an additional amount that is used at Christmas time that is capped at $3.5 million for, and it is called, it's under physical infrastructure, but it is for economic generation, employment generation. Yeah, those are the two that sort of go for payment of labor. I didn't see anything on the back of here for a new approval signature. Only the letter. Is it okay? So we'd only have the letter to sign because, you know, because but what would be for the $6 million in full would have been already approved. So it's just a movement between agencies. But this one now, let's see. Oh, this one was not yet signed. So if the project wasn't previously approved, why do they consider it a reallocation? No, so turn the mic on. So this situation is that there is being a reallocation done. However, I'm not seeing a previous approval. So once we didn't approve the project before, for us, it would be the first time we're seeing this project. And therefore, it's not really a reallocation. It's really for us the first submission. Yes. So though the Member of Parliament is writing to say there is a additional education assistance.
Because he has an education approved already.
No, that's not my concern. So the challenge with this is, what should have come is the project approval for the emancipendence, whatever it was. That's what should come, all right? And showing that the CDF committee had signed it before.
No,
so that's not attached.
That wasn't signed by the CDF PC.
No, so if it wasn't signed, that's what I'm saying. It's not a reallocation. Okay. It would be an additional amount to education.
Yes.
All right? Do you understand, committee members? Right. So the only things that are reallocation is that the CDF committee approved it, and therefore it was set on the particular budget head for spend. And the Member of Parliament is now saying, wanting to spend as much on that head, I would like to move it elsewhere. So we are only approving the mover from one place to the other. In this case, it was previously probably sent to the CDF office and then the Member of Parliament changed his mind, but it's not a reallocation. This would be the first instance of approval. So I will use A or B for us to continue to talk while we complete the signing of the projects. We don't have our next meeting date, I will tell you, because I don't know that working. You're hoping for another meeting? Oh. So I will move. No, we are going to go to summer recess, so this really is it. You know, I'm sorry that I didn't send a reminder. We should have sent a reminder from CDF just to, you know, inform all the members that this would be the last meeting, and if their projects have not been approved and they need to use any for the summer, they have it. So everybody's aware. Thank you so much. So to put on record, the CDF office called members of Parliament who would not have completed the process of seeking the necessary approvals for their projects, and all the projects that members of Parliament are desirous of having approved have been submitted to us for approval.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, I'm going back to the conversation we had before in regards to the CDF and how it is being managed. And I know that, you know, from time to time, I always get a reminder that I love to have a retreat.
It is true, Member Daly always calling for a CDF retreat.
Because that way we are able
CDF,
to...
do you have any money you can take us on a retreat, please?
Yes, please. Because
and what you could do, if you so desire, you could even... You could even invite your previous director if you want. And I don't know that we need to invite the previous chair. I think we sort of settled, myself, Heroy, Marissa is here, who have been chairing in recent times. Natalie. I think I'm fairly off here with the limits now. And then you had a letter you had sent out once that was very helpful, with just reminding us of the limits and how the process works and what, you know, how we operate under the various areas. But it's a good thing. Member Daly always encouraging it so we can have a more fulsome discussion as a committee.
Yes, thank you very much.
I like the idea. Always. Member Daly, you can give her, give it to her for that. Member, turn on your mic, please.
Chairman, we had raised the point before about our CDS officers. For as long as I've been here, the CDF officers, the salary that they get.
We sent a report, Member Philibert, we sent a report from the committee, which last week, it should have been tabled, but it will be tabled this week, outlining our very concerns in respect of both the CDF officer, which we call admin officer, assigned to members of Parliament, and in a wider way that the Ministry of Finance look at also the CDF officers assigned to the CDF itself. We have actually had discussions with the Minister of Finance, and after that report is tabled in the House this afternoon, she will take up the issue of the remuneration afforded to both sets of individuals. It's really small.
Really bad. Terrible. Terrible.
This is for the clerk. What you said, Mr. Yeah, yes. No, time being now 1:31. I would like to move for the adjournment of the CDF meeting. So moved by Member Heroy Clark and so seconded by Member Donovan Williams. Member Williams, I called the meeting finished and we are no longer on tape.
We want a piece for Jamaica. Yo, what are you?
Oh, man, none of that. Yo, no, brother, no, man, mash up that.
Can I see you ever play ref? Dirty game,
yeah,
man,
but
play.
I like a bad game. No, I said, person, you come from, brother, I want to live good, man. I want to live good, Bridging. No shake hand, I can play like a bad, Bridging.
Really have to shake hand?
Yeah, man, and no badness, Bridging. Just live good, man.
Come together as one and make the violence done.
Spreads wider than the widest ocean. Jesus, oh Lord, yeah. My name is Shan Shan. I am a